Getting to the money, I be getting to the back. People think I'm funny cause I always make them laugh. I ain't even being funny, I be really spitting facts. I'm about balance and I got talents. Every challenge I overcome. Low-key is savage, never be average. Give me a task and I'll get it done. Minding my business whenever I come in. I'm hitting in business while I'm having fun. I ain't worried about winning, but that would be dumb cause there's no competition. I already won, huh? Yeah.
Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Isha. I'm the owner of Astrologiks, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I will be finalizing my Pluto through the sign series with Pluto and Pisces. This is the last video. Okay, I had to have my little celebration dance. So, this video is for you if you have Pluto and Pisces in your natal birth chart, or if you have Pluto in the 12th house. And so what is Pluto? Pluto rules Scorpio, and it lives in the 8th house. The 8th house is death, rebirth, transformation, childhood trauma, psychology, the psychology of what makes people tick, the psychology of money, doing any kind of deep research, being a detective, finding answers and getting clarity. Any of the parapsychology, so that's astrology, tarot, numerology, palmistry, being a psychic, any of the divinations. And it also rules debt, taxes, insurances, joint finances, other people's money, people who owe you money and money you owe to other people. So there's going to be things like bills, and any kind of government money. Okay. And Pisces is a mutable water sign. It's ruled by both Neptune and Jupiter. And so you definitely want to look at your 9th house and wherever you have Jupiter in your chart, it'll give you more pieces to how this can be playing out for you. And so at a very young age, well, let's talk about what Pisces means. And so Pisces lives in the 12th house. It rules emotions, psychic, intuitive. It rules unconditional love, faith, spiritual practices, sleep, dreams, daydreaming, signs, symbols, synchronicities, the subconscious mind, illusions, delusions, fogginess, lack of clarity, lack of direction, deception, mental illness, mental health, mental prisons or actual prisons and jails, hospitals, asylums, places where you go for mental health issues and or healing or health issues. Yeah. And so at a very young age, you might have witnessed your family do some very devious things, like putting spells on people, animal sacrifices, child sacrifices, sex trafficking, rape, having a pedophile right in your family, but having to hide it or not being able to tell anybody about it, money scams. And it might have scared the crap out of you. might have made you not really know who to trust or not to trust anybody, and certainly not to tell the things that you have seen or lived through. Um, you might attract very passionate, intense sexual relationships, but find out later over long periods of time that they're either an addict, crazy, or not who they say they are. That could have led to some kind of traumatic breakdown. Um, and this could be for multiple reasons, maybe they stole your identity, or um, they leave you with nothing, or um, it's just a long, tumultuous battle to break free from this individual, or where you're being held captive. And it doesn't have to be actual really real captive, although some people with this placement, unfortunately, in real life experience being held captive in a relationship that is with somebody who's absolutely batshit crazy, or manipulating them, or abusing them, or taking advantage of them. Um, and they typically don't really find out about being taken advantage of until over a long period of time. And that can cause some very traumatic psychological issues. Um, Another way this could play out is that your mom may have went through some kind of trauma when she was pregnant with you, and it could have been passed down to you when you were born, but it might have been hidden from you as you grew up as a child. And you could kind of have a lot of different issues. When I think of this, I think of like people who grow up with like fetal syndrome. I hope I'm saying that right. Like, this is people who grow up with a mental health issue because of their mother drank while they were pregnant, or some kind of something that happened from the mother's doing while they were pregnant that affects you and how you turn out when you're born. Um, but you don't find out until later down the line that you have this illness or sickness, because your mom was doing drugs, or she was drinking, or she was partying, or she fell, or she was beaten, or whatever the situation may be. Even if it's just a health issue, it doesn't always have to be so abusive or negative or bad. It could just simply be that um, there was some health issue that could have been likely out of your mom's control, but you were born with it, and it was hidden from you as to the reasons why, or that what the purpose or knowledge was behind it, right? Um, and so again, information like this with this placement specifically can make you it could cause a psychological effect where you start to act out, or you have some kind of cathartic experience to it where it affects you in some way, really, where you gotta like chill out, or now you're in a mental institution, or you're hospitalized, or you're bedridden, or something to that effect. um yeah. And so you have to deal with that. You have to go through the healing. Like, anywhere where you have Pluto, it's about going through a death and a rebirth, a transformation of some sorts, due to like shedding skin, or getting to the truth of the matter of something, to allow you to rise like the phoenix, right? To be a better version of yourself and take your power back in some way, and then use it for a greater purpose, right? And so there's a process that comes with that. And these people can go through multiple of these kinds of transformations, situations, trauma, You could attract a lot of people who are ill, sick, needy, have issues, are envious or jealous of you, or have bad intentions for you. Um, mm, yeah. But once you go through that healing process and the undoing of what was hidden, then you become the person who, again, I talked about this in the Lilith video, who sets up shelters for runaways or sex trafficked survivors or people with mental health issues, or you do home visits or a home health aid nurse or a traveling nurse, or somebody who deals a lot with foreigners and people who come from outside of the country doing things with refuge. It's something that you went through that you have a specific skill set in because of your personal experience, that if you overcome, you learn, you do the work, you do the healing work, um, and you gain the ability to set up something to help deeper in that particular field. And so, yeah, I actually am not doing this transit as much um justice, to be honest with you. These are like grief counselors, forensic counselors, forensic advisors, people who are in the headlines. They have some kind of documentary done about them, or have had to do some. I think of like what do you call it? Like if somebody knows your name, you have to go change your identity and live somewhere else, and be a completely different person. Oh my God, what the hell do you call those? You guys, somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. These people go through these types of things. Um, this is a really dope ass placement though, not because of the trauma piece, but the transformation of who these people become, the people who will stand out there and warn people. I always think of like those old seers, um, who uh they depict in movies as like an old elder who's given some kind of warning, but in real life, these people are on the front lines of in places and spaces where there's imminent danger, to warn people, to have like packages of like small items for people to take care of their health and mental health, their hygiene, their physical health, their appearance in some way, shape, or form, teaching them how to protect themselves with like contraceptions and things of that nature. Like um, these people, like this, or they can be people who are in some kind of charity. If it's not a shelter or an abuse shelter, like somebody who has its placements are the people who started these initiatives in some way, shape, or form. Um, and they're really, really, really good at their job. They might do like walk for survivors or walk for abuse people or missing children, or you know, when you see those little sayings like this is such and such month, this is probably the person who came up with that. Grief counselors, if I didn't say that already, witchcraft, natural healers, um, um, seers, and Wicca, people who do like Wicca and things of that nature. Like this is a really, 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 really dope ass placement that I'm not doing justice with. I highly advise people to do more research, but yeah, this is my interpretation of Pluto and Pisces. As usual, family, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.